Oh yes, freaking amazing episode. I am just going to be straight out honest right now. So many different reveals towards the end and the beginning of this episode. For instance, Atlas Flame knows Igneel, and at the exact same time, he's going to be helping out Natsu now, because, you know, Natsu is the son of Igneel, and so, in turn, Natsu calls Atlas Flame his uncle, which is so fucking funny. It is so good and funny. So, was I the only one chuckling and laughing when I saw, you know, Natsu saying, okay, uncle, and they were working together and all that? It was so freaking great. But then, after that entire cheery moment of getting to see Atlas and, you know, Natsu work together and getting to see a little bit of glimpse of Igneel, we got some very serious moments. Now, here's the thing about this episode, okay? At first glance, it looks like just a happy-go-lucky episode. But then you go deeper into the meaning, like in the first, like, middle half of the episode and so forth on to the very end, the episode's tension and atmosphere changes. It does. It's easy to detect it. The feels of this episode change. Like, for instance, you could definitely tell that serious mode has been activated in this episode, because you have the entire bit with Rogue. Future Rogue is messing with the current present-day Rogue with his shadow, and he's being fucked with, and he's been told in this episode that he's going to be spared. He's going to be the only one left alive, and all the other dragons have been ordered not to kill the current-day present Rogue because of a time paradox. Now, the big thing that we find out in this episode is if most likely present-day Rogue dies, Future Rogue will cease to exist. Like, none of these events ever happened. And we have, at the end of this episode, Ultears wants to kill the present-day Rogue, for all the dragons will disappear and change the course of events of different things, and most likely Future Lucy would have never have had to die. And so, here is the thing you have to think about this episode, okay? Ultears, we know how she was in the past. She was technically an evil character, and we've seen her do some very evil things. I'm curious if she's willing to go that far to kill the present-day Rogue. I mean, does anyone think she has, you know, the guts to do that? Because I believe, honestly, truthfully, after seeing her character in multiple arcs in the past with Xerath and all that, I mean, you have to think that most likely she could possibly do it. And is Hero willing to go past that line? Is he willing to do something that dark? That's the big question we have to ask ourselves right now. Now, the thing is, okay, is that we have the entire bit with how Rogue is going to be seeping into darkness very soon. For instance, the dragon tells the present-day Rogue that he has yet to step into the darkness. For instance, have darkness in his heart, but now his heart's going to be seeping in it. So most likely, whatever happened to future Rogue hasn't technically happened yet. So it can still be changed. And so right now, I think future Rogue is trying to set it up to where, I guess, the current present-day Rogue will go down that path of darkness. Now, the thing is, okay, the big thing I was actually pretty shocked about in this episode was Natsu's determination and character. For instance, we see him in this episode state that, you know, we would go down the wrong path too if we were to kill the present-day Rogue. And honestly, I respect that. That was a really good line from Natsu this episode, and that was really enjoyable getting to see him say something like that. It was really mature, and so you have to agree in that entire bit. I mean, killing the present-day Rogue is not the answer. It isn't. I mean, it seems like a quick fix, but I mean, you have to think about this. What, you know, Ultears and everybody brought up, I mean, the time paradox in the timeline is all conjoined and mixed up, future Lucy and different stuff like that. So, honestly, it could be possible that present-day Rogue could die, but it wouldn't change the events of what is going down with future Rogue. So, I mean, we don't know. The timeline is mixed up, and usually when it comes into terms of, you know, timelines and different things like past and future and stuff, and, you know, of anime or manga or even books, it's very confusing. So, anything can possibly happen with the events of killing present-day Rogue, so all we have right now to work off of is guesswork. That's really all we have to work off of. So, personally, tell me your thoughts about this episode of Fairy Tail. What'd you feel about the cliffhanger? What'd you feel about the episode? And what'd you feel about Atlas Flame's reveal? And do you feel like, you know, our Dragon Slayers have a chance defeating all these dragons? Because as you could clearly see, Atlas and Natsu are now taking on the Adamante Armored Dragon and Future Rogue at the exact same time. Do you feel like there's going to be any more dragons that's going to join the side of our Dragon Slayers? Let me know in the comments below. I love all of you so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.